It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters, man. We about to listen to a debate that was going on between NWX and Rain. NWX and Rain God debate. K-Shine, DNA, and T-Top all debate Rain on the belief of God. Is God real or true? I'm going to be, since I'm more, qualified on this situation, I'm going to defend the gospel that they wasn't able to, even though they took their stance in saying that God is real, Jesus is real, and Rain trying to talk them into not believing that he's not. Since he so-called was qualified in knowing these things, I'm going to answer these questions, and I'm going to break Rain down as he go against them in this debate, because he seemed to be more informative on the Bible that they didn't. So by me being a studier of the Bible for 17 years now, I believe I'm qualified, and you're going to see. Let's get right off into it and hear some of the things Rain do. I'm going to show you this dude didn't know nothing he was talking about, how he purposely lied on God, purposely did it, how satanic wise he working under the spirit of Satan. I'm going to prove that also by the word of God. I'm going to show you how he contradicts himself over and over again, and the same thing he trying to go against, he actually believe in at the same time going against it. Now watch this. We're going to go into this and listen to this thing. Watch this, how this play out. Let's go right here.
And God doesn't exist. He's crazy. And this is his reasons why. I believe in God. I believe in God because my mama.
And who that said was God before we got influenced by the Bible?
You said people is God.
No, I said before that we looked at our mother.
Oh, you said the son is God.
I said the son is God. But we looked at, from our perspective, God was the black woman. Our mom was God.
Right. That's what you said.
He said, before we believed in Jesus Christ, we looked at our moms as being God. Before we knew anything about God, we looked at our moms as being God. But he factually believes that the sun that gives light to earth, is actually the real God, the sun. But before that, we looked at our moms as being God. Right. Well, you speaking like that's facts, but it's definitely not true, because I never looked at my mom as being God. In fact, my mother didn't even believe in God, taught us nothing about God. I don't come from a background of that at all. Glory to God that he spared and saved me from my mother's sins and flaws and what she failed to do for us as a family. Glory to God that he saved us from that, saved me from that. Now, with that being said, this dude said the sun is God. He's going to go a little deeper on this, because you're going to find out he's a satanic worshiper of Egyptian paganism, when they worshiped the sun god Ra, which is actually a demon. And why you see me on record saying I would not call Unc from 15 Minutes of Fame Uncle Ra, because that's come from the sun god worshiping of Egypt that God destroyed. Jesus Christ destroyed because of these things. They didn't know that neither. That's why Egypt is not powerful. Jesus destroyed it. You know what I'm saying? When God sent Moses to Egypt to free the slaves, Jesus was the God of the Old Testament that was actually destroying these nations. They didn't know that neither. Hebrews chapter 1, Colossians chapter 1, John chapter 1, Exodus chapter 24. But anyway, let's just go off into this. Let's break this brother down, y'all.
That's a fact.
That's the only reason you even believe in this shit. Because if I tell you, once your mother told you Santa Claus was fake, you was on with that shit.
Nah, I've been through before she told me it was safe. Before she told me.
Because you found out.
I put two and two together. Motherfucker can't be coming down chimneys and shit.
Whoa! Hold up. Santa Claus ain't come down the chimneys?
Nah.
With sleigh bells and reindeers flying?
You can't live in North. It's whole story fugazi. You can't live in North Pole, none of
But a
that.
nigga can walk on water though.
Yeah.
Santa Claus can't come down chimneys. Because K-Shine said, I don't believe in Santa Claus. He said, why? Because I ain't no Santa Claus coming down no chimneys. He's like, wait, you don't believe Santa Claus can come down chimneys, but you believe Jesus can walk on water. I'm going to address that. Let's go a little deeper.
Hold up. So a nigga can walk on water.
Nah, nigga. Jesus can walk on water,
But Santa
man.
can't. What's the difference? Yo, Jesus is Santa Claus for grown-ups.
What? What? Yo, he's
Jesus
crazy.
is
Yo, my
Santa
nigga,
Claus
all
for
year.
grown-ups.
All year. Kids wait for Santa to... They do good because they want Santa to give them some gifts. Y'all niggas want Jesus to give you heaven so bad.
See that? Okay, first of all, let's talk about this. You're going to always put your foot in your mouth anytime you try to go against Jesus Christ for the miracles that he done, which don't seem to make no sense to you. Like when you say, like, Jesus walked on water, you believe that? Okay. Yeah, I believe that. Just like I know we on a floating planet in the middle of nowhere. I definitely believe that. I believe Jesus walked on water. Yes, I do. Do you know why I believe Jesus walked on water? Because I know he was the Son of God. I know that God has to be manifested in the flesh. I know that Jesus lived and existed. I know this to be true. I also know that everything give credit to who God is. If you investigate, you will have to just say and admit after investigation, God is the only way. Nothing else can answer this but God. Like for instance, we is proof that life exists. We men and women, right? We men and women in this world. But there had to been a point where there was just a beginning of this creation and species. Now, were we created as newborn babies? Were we created as newborn babies? Or did there have to be a grown man and a grown woman before there can be an embryo state? Yes. You would have to say that answer is yes. They would have had to been grown, which is a miracle in itself, which give proof to who God is and back up what the Bible says. Adam and Eve could not have been babies because if they were babies, they would have had to been born from somebody, which had to been born from somebody, which had to been born from somebody, which had to been born from somebody. See how you can continue to say that, where it goes on and on and on and on to the point that you have to just admit that, you know what? There had to been a state where there was just a grown man and grown woman that never went through the embryo state or the infant stage or the teenage stage. They had to just been grown from the first day they were created. Think about that. Even to the point of the God conversation. Who created God? God. Who created him? God. Then who created him? God. Then who created him after that? God. See, to the point that conversation still going to land you to just God. Think about that. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Remember that conversation? Well, we know that an egg can't exist without it actually being warmed and incubated. So the chicken would have had to come before the egg. So it had to be, these species had to be full grown from the beginning, from the day they were created, in order and had a human design, a design in them, how to function from the moment they were created. It had to been imputed in them. See, when you're trying to argue that God don't exist, you're going to sound stupid because creation itself is intelligence. You can't have the design of creation that is intelligence apart from a person behind the intelligence. You can't walk up on a watch without understanding that there is a creator behind the object that you see. or possess. There's a creator behind this. The evidence of it is that it's here. It exists. So the mind that's behind the creation comes from a person. Creation, the universe that rotates in complete function, is created by a designer. Creation is intelligence. Who is the intelligence behind creation? Because you can't get something from nothing. You can't get something from nothing. Nothing can create something because nothing is nothing. In order to get something from something, it had to come from something. Nothing can create something. So there has to be a person behind the design of intelligence. Intelligence means mind. What is the mind behind the intelligence? The whole universe is created on intelligence. Creation is created on intelligence. Intelligence can only come from a person. You can't get intelligence from nothing. You can't get something from nothing. Who is the person behind the intelligence? Here's another thing. And if this thing or person or entity or energy is so intelligent, why would he leave out who he is? Oh my God. Why would somebody so sophisticated on a level of intelligence beyond our reasoning, why would he leave out the most simple thing? Identifying himself. Giving the credit to who created all things. And the Bible would go on to say, Hebrews chapter 1, oh Lord, you created the foundations, and the heavens are the works of your hand. God created the heavens and earth. It's mine. I give credit to what it is. It's mine. No other document give credit to it but the word of God. It's mine. And all that is in it. Colossians chapter 1. Jesus created everything in heaven and in earth, visible or invisible. He created the visible and the invisible. It's mine. And dare anybody to say that it's not, you're going to get bust out and be proven a lie. See, it's easy to kill these atheists in these conversations. It's easy to kill these chemic conscious people. They're going to get killed off just natural logics that they try to say that's not logical and reasonable. Saying Jesus walking on water is stupid. It's just as stupid as saying that there was a man who never went through the stage of being an infant. You see? And the word miracle means science can't explain it. That's what a miracle is. Science can't explain it. Is miracles true? Yes, that's a fact. What's the diagnosis to a miracle? Science can't explain it. That's why it's called a miracle. It can't be explained scientifically, which means it has to come from God and God only. Everything about us is a miracle. They still can't explain certain plants and fish and fruit. They know some things about it, but not everything about it. Even the human body. You see how powerful God is? You see how magnificent and wise God is? And then think about it. Us human beings with this little bitty block mind think we finna outthink the God of all creation who created the universes and galaxies. We think this little bitty brain finna outthink and outsmart God, and we only living here on this earth for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years trying to say, guess what? I figured out the thing of God and I beat him. You sound dumb as hell. Let's go on to some more of this stuff. Sorry to break you down like this, Rain. I just got to give it to you. Let's see how ignorant this brother is, confessing to be smart. Don't want y'all to miss out on this.
Tell me that my conscience can't tell me to be. If I can see and hear and see and feel and have emotions without nobody touching me, without actually seeing with my eyes, without hearing.
So you think you was just nothing at all, and you said,
I believe
I'm gonna just be a person, and your mind told you, I'm gonna just be a person, and boom, you're on earth, you're raised.
Yes.
What? He's crazy. He's crazy,
more
bro.
logical to me than somebody making me out of somebody.
Niggas say yes, he's crazy.
He said it's more logical to him to believe that he just existed somewhere out of nowhere. This is what he just said. He just existed somewhere out of nowhere. He don't know where. He don't know who he was. And consciously, he said to himself one day, just be. And he became rain. He existed somewhere. A conscious energy out there. Don't know who he was. Don't know how it happened. But consciously, he came to himself and said, just be. And that's the moment he existed. Okay, that's an oxymoron. That don't even sound right. You already existed, but didn't know what you existed as. Then you said be and existed. You see the tricknology there? You see the deception there? That don't even make no sense. You said somewhere that you don't know who you were. You just was an energy somewhere. You said to yourself, exist, and you existed. But you already existed as something. But you wanted to exist as a human being. So you exist in another form as something else, then told yourself consciously to exist as something else also. Shut up. Yeah, I got to bang the gavel on the clown. If that don't deserve a banging of the gavel, what do? Man, get up out of here. But you see, when a person don't believe in God, they believe in anything. See that? When a person don't believe in God, they believe in anything. Then he said that sounds more reasonable than believing that God could create man of the dust and clay of the ground and create a woman and say, be fruitful and multiply. So he think he's smarter than God on how this is supposed to go. And his logic make more sense than what God personally did.
I'm crazy, but y'all believe some fucking spiritual spook in the sky made man out of clay and it made woman out of her rib and it told them to have kids and populate the whole world.
Could never question the power of the man upstairs, man.
What upstairs? Where's the stairs at?
Yo.
Jesus came back, right? Jesus died and came back in the physical. That's what made him so.
But I'm not gonna lie. If you ask me about Bible shit, God forgive me for saying that word was mentioned in the Bible. But if you ask me about Bible stuff, it's crazy. You ask me about stuff in the Bible, I can't really break that down to you because I really only know like certain stories from people what people told me.
Okay, now this what K. Shine said. If you ask me about Bible stuff, I really don't know. He know God exists. He know Jesus is real, but he don't know Bible stuff. Okay. And ain't no, and look, yeah, it is something wrong with that because if you can learn about raps and all that stuff, you definitely can learn about God. But I would tell you this, that's good that you do acknowledge that he is God. That's good that you know that he is true. In regard to what Rain said, shouts out to NWX, they did keep their integrity to the point of saying, whenever you done, we still believe in God and who Jesus Christ is, which means these brothers are open to receive. And I'm going to help y'all with this. But they wasn't able to defend the gospel because he's speaking on some stuff like he know and don't know nothing. And I'm going to show y'all again, this stuff easily to break these dudes down. Let me tell you something. Jesus never lost. He never will lose. People who confess to be Christians and lose debates against these people, they only weaken faith and don't know enough. People, the Bible says we study to show ourselves approved. And we always prepared to give an answer to anybody that asks pertaining to our faith. We can answer this stuff so easy, so clear. I definitely can. And that's why I believe, like I said, I'm qualified to do this. See how I'm easily breaking him down with just common sense? I ain't done. Watch this.
I never read the Bible. I just read some stuff. You know, I don't read the Bible because I don't understand. It's not.
Because it don't make sense.
No, what is he
It's
saying?
in English.
It's not that it doesn't make sense.
The Bible is written in English. So if you don't understand it, it's because it don't make sense.
Nah, it's not.
The Bible is written in English.
Yo,
if you don't understand it because it don't make sense. It's like it starts spookism. Now listen, boom. I got one for you. Boom. In the Bible, in Genesis, this is First book in the Bible. God made
Yo, for somebody that doesn't believe in God, you really know this Bible.
I would never say I don't believe in something unless I studied it.
He said, I will never say I don't believe in something if I didn't study it. K-Shine said, look, for somebody who don't believe in the Bible, you sure know it. He said, I will never say I didn't believe in something if I didn't study it. I'm going to show you he didn't study the Bible. He don't know nothing about the Bible. He's going to use things he's been told about the Bible. But I'm going to show you how he stands in judgment of the word of God and how he's operating under the spirit of Satan. Watch this. Yes, I said operating under the spirit of Satan. What do I mean by that? Watch this. Watch this. When sin is first identified in the Bible on earth, let's go to what Satan said that made man go against God. Satan said this, verse 4, and the serpent, Satan, said to the woman, you should not die. That's the first lie. You should not die. When God told them, look, once you start participating in sin and you touch what I told you not to do, you're going to die. The devil said, no, you're not going to die. Don't believe him. You're not going to die. He said, for God, no. Now you try to make it seem like God trying to keep something from them. When God was keeping death from them. God said, as long as y'all with me, y'all going to live forever. Stay over here. This is where you live forever at. The moment you go outside this, that's death. The devil, who already judged, who hate the relationship between God and man, no, you're not going to die. Don't believe him. You know why he really saying that? Because he don't want y'all to be like him. See, he don't want nobody being like him. He want everything for himself. He want all the praise and glory. Why we can't have none of that? See what I'm saying? Watch what he said in verse 5. God do know that in the day, I'm in Genesis chapter 3, verse 5. God know that in the day you eat thereof, your eyes shall be opened. You're going to see the truth. Remember, my third eye open. See how they talk? My third eye open. Right. They already had two eyes, but another eye opening. God knowing the days you eat, your eyes will be opened, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. See, God keeping something from y'all. Let me tell you what you really don't know. You really supposed to have this, but he don't want to give it to you. You eat, you're going to get that third eye open, and guess what? You're going to be just like God. Right. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food and it was pleasant to the eyes and the tree was desired to make one wise, she took her the fruit thereof. She did eat, gave to her husband, and he did eat. The eyes of them were both opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. And they heard the voice of the Lord walking in the garden. Do you see that? Before sin, they lived it in honesty. They was naked without shame, without fear, without regret. The moment they ate and their eyes became open, what was honest and pure to them became sin to them. What was honest and pure to them became sin to them. When they naturally walked without regret, when they naturally walked in all innocence, holiness, and righteousness, never ashamed of one another, naked, but covered in the glorious light of the living God. The moment they ate, the light departed and they were revealed to be naked. Oh, look at you. Oh, you naked. Cover yourself up. Fear struck. Then they began to lie. Then they began to deceive. Then they began to blame one another. And the union between them was broken. The union between them was broken when they once stood side by side, when they once was united, when they once spoke the same language, when they once was together in holiness and righteousness. When sin hit, the union broke. And the devil accomplished his plan, getting man to go against God by believing they can be God. Same way he fell. How did he fall? Let's look at how he fall. Isaiah chapter 14. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12 say, how are you fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How are you cut down to the ground, which you did weaken the nations? You have said in your heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also among the mount of congregation in the sides of the north. He wanted to be praised and honored and glorified. What did he want the most? Verse 14, I will ascend above the heights of the cloud, and I will be just like the Most High God. I want to be God. I want to be God. I want to be just like him. There is only one God. And you can't have it. Neither could you be like him. And you shall be brought down to hell, verse 15, to the sides of the pit. And they shall see. And that they shall see, shall narrow a look upon you and consider you, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof? Is this the person who's destroyed the world and made it the devil? Yeah. And you see, he operating under that spirit. We're going to see him go deeper into the spirit. Because once he go deeper into the spirit, then he do this. He going to first start out saying he don't believe in God, that we are gods, this same sin. And then he going to try to get these brothers to curse God, the spirit of Satan. Curse God. Just cuss him already. Cuss him out, y'all. Cuss out God. Why not? Let's just cuss out God. Here we go, right here. Try to get you to cuss out God. That's that spirit. Right here. And the Lord said unto Satan, where you have come from? Have you considered my servant Job? I'm in Job chapter 1, verse 8. That there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that fears God, and turns away from evil. And Satan answered the Lord and said, do Job fear you for nothing? Have you not made a hedge all about him and about his house and about all he have on every side? Have you not blessed the works of his hand, and his substance increased in the land? But if you put forth your hand and you touch all that he have, he'll curse you to your face. See, that's what they do. When they get so frustrated and so mad and angry about God, then they try to get you to curse God. These same atheists, these same people who try to rebel and go against God through his son, Jesus Christ, and the power of the Holy Spirit, they try to get you to then curse God. That satanic spirit just be mad and raging and rise up to try to get men to fall into that damnation because it hates the relationship between God and man, and it wants to separate and destroy and tear you down. But guess what? God holds you responsible for that. Because you can only allow that to happen to you. You choose to let these people bring you down. You choose to follow Satan. He have no power over you. If that was the case, I wouldn't have to judge you for what you did. If Satan actually had power over you, then he would stand in judgment for the things that he made you do. But no, you stand in judgment for what you do because you have a choice over your actions. So we see that in verse 9, Satan can't do nothing to people who follow God and people who under the divine protection of God. Satan is walking up and down the earth destroying lives and families, sickness and diseases, causing strife and mischief, all these things. But he wasn't able to touch God's servant Job. Look what Satan said about that when God is rubbing it in his face. He say, have you considered my servant Job? Look, there's none like him. He's a perfect and upright man. He feared me and he turned away from evil. Watch Satan answer, verse 9. And Satan answered the Lord and said, do Job fear you for nothing? Have you not put a force shield around him that we can't touch none of his stuff, none of his house and everything that he have on every side? You have blessed the works of his hand. Everything he put his hand to, he's successful in it. And his substance is increased in the land. He got everything. But if you remove your hand, take away that force shield from him, I bet you he'll curse you to your face. See that? That's the spirit of Satan. Try to get man to curse God, rebel against God. Yeah. Now watch this. Watch what Job's wife say. Verse 9. Then Job's wife said unto him, when Job started suffering, do you still hold back your integrity? You see all this stuff happening around you, all this stuff. Verse 9, curse God and die already. What? Curse God and die already. Why Job respond to her? Verse 10, but he said unto her, you speak as one of the foolish women speaking. What? Should we receive the good at the hand of God? And should we not receive evil? And all this did not Job, and all this did not Job sin with his lips. See that? You sound like a foolish woman. Curse God and die. Woman, you crazy. You sound crazy. If I receive good from God, why not some bad? Not that God was the one doing it, because he wasn't. It was the devil behind those actions. But he was just saying, if I could receive all this good stuff from God, okay, a bad thing come, they just come. Curse God and die. Woman, you sound like a fool. Who's speaking through you? Who's speaking through you? So Rain sitting here lying, acting like he know the Bible. Let us show you that he didn't know nothing about the Bible. Let me show you.
I gotta study it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, for somebody that doesn't believe in God, you really know this Bible.
I would never say I don't believe in something unless I studied it. I gotta study it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? I had to study to notice the bullshit. The reason y'all believe in it is because y'all haven't read it. Once y'all read it, y'all know this is some bullshit.
The reason y'all believe in it because you haven't read it. If you read it, you would find out it's some BS. How is reading the Bible some BS when it is God's history, of mankind history? Why you sin? Why y'all in the state y'all in right now? When they give you the answer to how to get out. How is this some BS when it's teaching you to love your neighbor as yourself? When it's teaching you how to overcome the enemy that is killing and destroying you? When it's showing you everything that you need to know in life to be successful in life? How is this book some BS when it is showing you God's relationship with man and how things were created from the very beginning? But it's some BS. Right. But all your information is actually the evidence of your lifestyle or what you represent. BS. Now, when you see the Bible, what's amazing about the Bible, these people try to talk about it, but they agree to it at the same time. How do you know you a man? The Bible said that. The Bible said God created Adam. The word Adam means man. What? Wait. You don't believe in the Bible, but you can say that you a man? And if you was a woman, you could say you a woman? And you say that to be truthful and factual? Well, the Bible say the word Adam mean man, mankind. That's what the word Adam mean. Oh, so you are a man, you are a woman. Well, where did that information come from? The Bible. That's what it means. And we say it. How you know you live on planet Earth? The Bible said it. How you know what the sun, moon, and stars is? The Bible said it. How you know what a dog is? The Bible said it. Everything you say that you agree to, the Bible said it first. And it's the one that gave you the definition and explanation for what things are and what's the purpose of them. So when you say these things, you self-condemning yourself. But why do these people go against God? Jesus gave the answer right here in John chapter 3. John chapter 3, because they're evil. This is what they do. Because they evil and they have public and private sin, they're going to always go against Jesus Christ. Because Jesus means you have to confess those sins. You have to be acknowledgeable of those things. You have to bring them before the living God. Sin is of the devil. Sin is of the devil. Righteousness, holiness, love, peace, and truth is of God. You have to make a choice. So these people who want to look, nobody who honestly want to live in holiness and righteousness and love, truth, and peace will reject Jesus Christ. The only people who reject Jesus Christ is evil, satanic people who want to continue to do evil and purposely have evil intentions and motives behind hurting others and themselves. Let's see what the Bible says in John chapter 3. I know this for a fact because this is what I used to do. You ain't never heard one person ever who went against Jesus Christ was a loving, kind, honest, pure person. Never. Everybody who ever go against Jesus Christ, look at their actions in life. Look at how they speak and talk. Look at how they address things and how they carry themselves on. They always evil. They always mad. They always up to no good. They ain't even trying to accomplish nothing righteous and holy and pure within themselves and others. Not at all. It's always some hidden motive and ulterior motive behind their actions. Watch this. John chapter 3, verse 9, verse 18. Well, I'm going to do verse 16, and I'm just going to do it to 20. Watch what it say. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish but have everlasting life. God loved the world that he gave his son that we should be saved and not die. How is that BS? That's truth, because we all know we sinners. Ain't not one person on this earth can say he is without sin. Well, how do you do away with your sin? God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believe in him shall not die, but have everlasting life. God did not send his son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through his son might be saved. He that believe on him is not condemned, but he that believe not is condemned already, because he have not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God. And this is the condemnation. Watch this, y'all. He go reign and everybody else that's like him. Light is coming to the world. Jesus is the light. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the light of all men. The light of all men. Watch this. And this is the condemnation. Light, Jesus, came into the world, and men love darkness rather than the light. Men love darkness rather than the light, Jesus, because their deeds were evil. Because they were evil. I don't want nothing to do with Jesus. You know why? Because I'm evil. I hate him. He don't exist. He's not real. He's not true. Because I'm evil. Watch this. For everyone that doeth evil hated the light, neither come to the light. Everyone that do evil hate the light and won't come to the light. They hate Jesus and they will not even come to him, lest his deeds should be reproved. But he that do truth come to Jesus. He who want to live in truth. He who want love, peace. He who wants to have a better life. Him who love peace, love truth, want to live in unity with people, come to Jesus Christ. The ones that don't come to him, that his deeds may be made manifested, that they are in God. That they are in God. You see that? These brothers try to talk this knowledge like they really on some let's get together unity stuff. It's actually evil and poison. Let's hear some more how this man contradicts himself. Let's see how he lied about the Bible saying he read it. Let's bust this brother out right quick. Come on, Rain. You found the right one, brother.
Nah, bro. What is he talking about? Your man is crazy. Listen.
Your man is different. No, let me explain.
Yo, what do you feel about this nigga DNA right now, bro?
In the beginning of life. I don't need nobody teach me about death. When I was a kid, I smacked the fly and realized.
They said he's talking straight. What does that mean? Put 100.
Some people actually agreeing with Rain. See how the blind lead the blind, they fall in the ditch. But watch this.
You agree with him?
Of course. Hold on, let me finish.
They said God made it rain. He said 12 disciples is based on the movements of the 12 zodiacs.
Of course. Did I not say that? No. The planets, who's breaking down the planets?
The planets is based upon the movement of the 12 zodiacs. The 12 disciples is based upon the 12 planets moved by the zodiacs, and Rain agreeing with this. This is what somebody said in the comments to K Shine that he was reading out, and Rain said, didn't I tell you that? Didn't I agree with that? Y'all sound dumb. It was 12 real disciples who had families, who have children, documented, written, and recorded. The 12 tribes of Israel were real tribes that's still here right now to this day. You know what's so stupid about when people talk and they say this stuff? See, when you deny Jesus, you don't just deny Jesus. That's how dumb you is. You have to also deny the 12 disciples who walked with him, the thousands of people who he helped, even the enemies who crucified him that was ruling the world at this time we know to be true, and the people that existed under their power. There was a real Pontius Pilate who gave the order to kill Jesus and put him on the cross. There was a real Caiaphas, high priest, who actually handed him over to Pontius Pilate. There was a real Caesar who was ruling over them at that time. Caesar Augustus, who was ruling at that time. That's a historical fact also. In fact, they got the Roman records in the death certificate of Jesus Christ from the enemies that crucified him to give a report to Caesar. They still got that record. Also, when you try to deny Christ, you also got to deny Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, all of them. Because guess what? They all testified to who he is and who he was. And everybody know this. So you're not only trying to get rid of Christ, you got to get rid of everybody. And you sound stupid because they're there. The nation of Israel is here to this entire day that God named them. See, look, how did that name come about? You shall be no longer called Jacob. Your name shall be called Israel. For out of you should come 12 princes, the 12 tribes of Israel. That's actually here. It ain't got nothing to do with no planets and no dang on zodiac. See, that's what you people do, man. Look, you only can get people who not smart at all. So you're getting who you're supposed to get. Those who are perishing anyway, who want to believe you because they evil and corrupted also. But those who want to live an honest, holy, righteous, pure, true life, they listen to Jesus. They come to Jesus. It's you evil ones who don't, and that's what you're trying to do. Spread your poison and get other people to try to go against God because you doing it. Come on, man. These are facts. You can't just deny Christ. Denying Christ, man, you got to deny everybody and everything, even yourself. Let's go a little deeper.
And astrology, and I said they only broke. I said when you speak on Jesus and all this other stuff that's in the Bible, it was to personify.
Somebody just said believe in energy.
That's the energy. That's what I'm talking about.
Just say crazy. But somebody just say energy is God, man. They believe
energy is God. Not how you know God though. How I know God.
That's what he's saying. He's saying he don't believe in God. As in like, oh, God is a man upstairs.
In the sky.
Why you keep calling my father the spook man, bro? Yo, you being disrespectful.
Wow. I was going somewhere. 4 people on the earth, right?
Right.
Not even. Yeah. Adam, Eve, Cain, and Abel. Now, go check your Bibles if you think I'm bugging. Because on the Bible it says Cain kills Abel, right?
Yeah, Cain killed Abel.
Now,
Right.
God asks Cain, where's your brother? First of all, don't ask me about my brother, nigga. God. You know everything. So you already know what happened. Why are you asking me what happened? You all knowing God, you know what happened.
He have his powers.
God didn't have God didn't have his... Whoa.
Okay, so here he is giving the story of Cain killing his brother Abel. And this what he finna say. He finna put his foot in his mouth. He finna explain how it's only Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel, 4 people on the earth at this time, and only 4. And because of that, when Cain killed his brother Abel, and God asked him, where is your brother? Now he's saying, because God knew everything, why are you asking him a question if you already know? Which sounds stupid. It's just like us when we know our kids then done something. We know what they did. We ask because we want to know, by having respect for us, if they're going to tell the truth, if they going to admit, if they're going to have accept their responsibility. We are giving them a way and grace of opportunity to make right what they did wrong. So when God is asking Cain, where's your brother Abel? It ain't that God don't know. God definitely know. He in relationship with his creation. It's a relationship. So he's talking and speaking to him, even though he already aware of things. Like when we ask our woman, do you love me? 9 times out of 10, we already know they love us by everything that we see them doing. We ask because it gives us the opportunity to relate to one another, and then the genuineness of that relationship brings out a better relationship between us. So when God is asking Cain, where your brother Abel, he already aware of that. He want to know if Cain gonna tell the truth. Is he gonna accept his responsibilities, even though he know that? And it's also a lesson for Cain also when God is asking him this, because God is giving him the opportunity and grace to make right what he did wrong, rather than just slamming a gavel on him. He don't get that though.
Oh, who's talking crazy now? So this nigga created every animal, 2 humans, light and day, water, earth, and air. You follow me? Oh, who's he did all this in 6 days and rested on the 7th, but he ain't got his powers. He had all his powers. Now, Pete, hold up, Pete, because it gets real. Don't cut me off, because it gets real. So he did all this, right? He asked Cain, "Where's your brother?" Cain says, What's the most famous saying?
I don't know.
Am I my brother's keeper?
I don't know. That's why I'm saying I don't know. I didn't read
That's
this.
where it comes from. He says, "Am I my brother's keeper?"
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said.
Like, am I supposed to keep up? What am I supposed to know he at? I can hear his blood calling me from the soil. What have you done?
This is what God
This
says?
is what God said to him. First of all,
So now he proven that God know everything. God said, "Where's your brother?" When he saw that Cain didn't want to accept his responsibilities, neither did he accept the offering that God was giving him to repent of his sin. Also, when Cain lied, God just clearly came out and told him. When Cain said, "Am I my brother's keeper? I don't know where he at. Am I supposed to keep up with him?" God said, "Your brother's blood cry out to me from the ground. I know exactly what you did. You killed your brother and you hid his body. You didn't think I know that? I'm God. You can't get nothing past me. Why you actually think I'm here? Why you think I'm here? Why you think I'm speaking to you?" See, I know what you did. Here's the thing that he leave out that he don't get. Because he's finna say this thing. He finna put his foot in his mouth. I'm finna get him real good on this. Watch this.
you know what I did. Let's skip that. But we know. So either you're being sarcastic. Is God being sarcastic? Is there sarcasm in the Bible?
Yeah, God got sense of humor.
Oh, so that nigga was a joke. So not only are you being sarcastic, let's skip that.
No, it was like a rhetorical question.
God is asking rhetorical questions in the Bible. In the most serious book of the whole world that we have to live our life by, he's joking in the first fucking chapter.
But then you just say man made that book?
I'm gonna tell you how I got that too. But boom. Right?
Niggas sound like beat down.
Hold on. So look. Boom. So now this nigga that gave me so now this nigga saying,
I'm about to sign Saga back, man.
no, listen.
Yeah.
Hold up, listen. No, I clipped Saga here that day. You wasn't here. Oh, you wasn't here that day.
No, Saga wasn't here.
No, Saga was here that day. I was clipping Saga.
Nah, he wasn't.
Nigga, I clipped Saga to the point called his man. Are you crazy?
Oh, I was here.
That's horrible, Saga. You've been claiming if that's true and Rain beat you in the debate to the point you had to call your man, what are you doing? You ain't don't just be a believer. Study the word of God, brother, to show yourself approved. These weak little logic this dude doing, you should have been able to defend this. I've been doing this blog and stuff for 2 years now. How is it that I've been doing this blog and stuff for 2 years now? And because I've been doing this thing for 2 years now, how is it that you wasn't able to defeat Rain in these little weak tactics that he doing? That you had to call somebody else to help and assist you when you've been claiming Christianity for the 2 years I've been here plus before I even started blogging. Shame on you, man. Get into your word, man. Stop just saying you're a believer. Read, study. You around these 5%ers and Muslims and all these things. You should be able to know how to defend the word of God and actually bring these brothers to truth to save their souls, man. What are y'all doing? I'm going to talk about that too.
Oh, you was dead.
I was wasted.
He needed assistance.
Yeah, that was another thing.
Your mother's a preacher. Y'all read the Bible every day. How you not? What do you mean you need help, nigga? It's just me. What do you mean? Hold on. So listen. So boom.
Watch
God
how
tells
easy
him,
this is.
Yo, I have to cast you away from here.
Somebody said God has a sense of humor, man.
All right, so let's say God has a sense of humor, smart ass. Now listen, listen. Answer this. disrespect, it's all love. God has a sense of humor. Let's go with that. I'm with you. God has a sense of humor. That's why I said let's skip that. But boom, what does Cain say to God? God says you have to leave here. He said, I can't leave your presence. They will kill me. How many people on earth?
Three.
Who?
His mom and daddy.
No, because they was in his presence. They were in his presence, Adam and Eve. He says, I can't leave your presence. If you cast me away from you, they will kill me. He says, no, I will mark you to let them know that you're mine.
Who's them?
That's what I'm asking you. Now, let's go to the etymology dictionary. The etymology dictionary, you have A, you have B. B means second. The letter B means new, to refresh with inside something that's already there. That's where the word B comes from. The letter B comes from. To refresh, to redo. So when God says in the beginning, it's because something is already in play. So when I say your God is not your God, or he doesn't exist, he exists to you, and that's okay. But one, we've already, within the first chapter of the Bible, we've already realized he does not know all, he doesn't see all, and he's not the only one there.
God doesn't know all, see all, and he's not the only one there. That's what he established from the beginning of the Bible, because he asked Cain, where are you? And he didn't see Cain kill his brother. And he don't know all because he didn't know where he was. Even though Cain lied about it and God told him everything he did. Your brother's blood cry out from the ground for me that you hid and buried him under. You killed your brother. His blood cry out to me from the ground that you hid his body in. But God don't see all, don't know all. See that? See that? See, he ain't even smart enough to understand when God asks Cain, well, your brother. That God ain't asking because he don't know. He don't even get that part. But he using that to try to back up his argument where he actually really putting his foot in his mouth. Then he's saying that God is not here by himself like they supposed to have been in the beginning, because there's only 3 people on earth at this time. It was 4, but he killed 1, so that leaves 3. So who are the they that Cain said if God cast him out of his presence, was going to kill him? Okay, let me open you brothers up. And this how you know he don't read the Bible. Genesis chapter 5. How many kids did Adam and Eve have? The Bible say Adam lived to be 930 years. Let me ask you a question. In this day, in the beginning of life, man, when the earth was holy, righteous, and pure, and the way God created it, it was called paradise in the first heaven. Here's my question to you. How long, how many times could a woman give birth in 1 year? 1 time. 1 time a year can a woman give birth. You carry a child for 9 months. 1 year. Okay? Now, with that being said, if Adam lived 930 years, how many times could Eve give birth during that time in the beginning of creation when they were created to multiply? How many times? A lot. A lot. My father got 16 kids, and my father was only 60-some years old when he died and had 16 kids. 16 kids. Adam lived 930 years, period. Eve had to live around that long of a time also. How many times can she give birth a year? Once a year. Let's read what the Bible say, though, about Adam and Eve and all their kids. Because people only just hear Cain and Abel and nothing else. It's the only part they want to hear. They don't understand that the Bible rarely speak about women experiences like that, because the flaw is in man, with man. The Bible say man was created for God's glory, man. And women was created for the glory of God, man. God was created for the glory, man was created for the glory of God. Man was created for the glory of God. Women was created for the glory of men. Of men, right. So we were created for God's glory, and women were created for our glory. So when you read the Bible, it's addressing really the nature and behavior of man's sin against God, man's fall against God, and God is reconciling that state through Jesus Christ. bringing man and God back into that relationship they had in the very beginning before sin entered into the world. Okay? Now, Genesis chapter 5 says this. The Bible says, and Adam lived 130 years and begot a son in his own likeness and after his image, and he called his name Seth. Right? In the days of Adam, after he begot Seth, were 800 years, and he had other sons and daughters. And he had other sons and daughters. Sons with an S, daughters with an S. Adam and Eve had a lot of sons and daughters. The people who he said was going to kill him was the relatives of the relative that he killed. The relative that he killed. Just because the Bible gives certain names of people don't mean that they were the only ones. You got to keep in mind, Cain and Abel was grown. They was grown men. He killed his brother, not as a child, not as a baby, as a grown man. As a grown man. They had their own families. When you read the Bible, it say, and Cain knew his wife. Cain knew his wife. He had a wife. He had his own family. Just like Abel did. See, you don't know that because you talk. The ones who gonna kill is the one who want revenge for the relative you just killed. Adam and Eve had other sons and daughters. How many, we don't know. But if a woman can give birth one time a year and they lived at that time to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 years old, how many kids you think that woman had? They was repopulating the earth in its beginning stage. Another thing you don't know, Cain and Abel was twins. You didn't know that, did you? No, you didn't know that. See, I like busting brothers out like this. They don't know what they be talking about. Just for time's sake, I need to let you hear this energy part he believe he is.
And the people he created are not the only one there. So
How?
therefore, you are the God of your area.
Because Cain said,
They gonna kill me. Who they? It's just us. We here. That's like right now if you say, oh, I don't want to go in the back. They gonna kill me. Who, nigga? It's just us. Be the cameraman. They zoning in. They zoning into something real quick. Change their life.
my bad, bro.
What I mean by that is, we will never know God.
Nah, that's crazy though. Nigga said, I seen them. It's me, nigga.
Listen, let me give you the real. Let me give you the real. It's the real. You will never know God. No, I'm not. You will never know God until you know yourself. That's what I mean. When I say I saw God, that's when I got clean.
Nigga, Rain schooling us. How is he schooling us?
Yes, I am. Let them have their opinion. Do not veer them from their opinion. Niggas ain't, yo, don't do that. Don't do that. Let them have theirs. Listen, you will never know God until you know yourself. That's what I mean. When I say I seen God and it was me, it was because I got clean off the drugs. I stopped having sex for 30 days. I stopped eating for 30 days. And I was able to align my personality with my soul. Your soul is pure. There's no way around that. We don't have fucked up souls. All of our souls are right.
He said our souls are pure. We don't have effed up souls. Well, let's address that too. Watch this.
Personalities are splintered. So the shit that we portray and the shit that we project, our attitudes ain't in line with our soul. Once you find this, clean off the drugs, I stopped having sex for 30 days. I stopped eating for 30 days. And I was able to align my personality with my soul. Your soul is pure. There's no way around that. We don't have fucked up souls. All of our souls are right. Our personalities are splintered.
All our souls are right. We don't have effed up souls. It's our personalities that's splintered. Watch this.
So the shit that we portray and the shit that we project, our attitude.
Okay, so he said our souls is not messed up. It's our attitudes, our personalities. That's what he said out of his mouth. It's our attitudes and our personalities Our souls are pure. It's not messed up. Well, first of all, your soul consists of your mind, will, and emotions. Your mind, will, and emotions, which means your soul is located right here, where the brain is, because that's where the mind is at. How is it that you got a pure soul when you operating based upon your mind, which consists of your intellect and your will and your emotions? Your spirit is located right here in the bosom area, and your mind is where the soul is at. How is it that you can believe you have a different, your attitude is not based upon your mind. The way you walk, the way you live, your actions ain't based upon your mind, as though it's separate from your mind. It's what you think here that makes you act out how you actually live. How could you separate the two? How is it that you got a pure soul when your soul is the one thing that corrupts your lifestyle? Your way of thinking corrupts how you walk, how you talk, how you act, how you respond. That's your soul. The soul is corrupted. The soul is corrupted. It's not pure. That's where the problem is at. That's where the problem is at. In fact, when you read the Bible, the definition of heart is the mind. Is the mind. So when you saying them things, you sound real crazy, fam, and it don't line up with facts. It don't line up with facts at all of what you're saying, because you believe that you can have a different personality outside of your mind. And that's just crazy.
Back in this time when the Bible was being written,
Watch it.
Personal interactions with God. So if I have an interaction with God, boom, in North Carolina, he came to me, told me some shit, and I'm spreading these people the word of God. This is it. Now listen.
Watch this. Listen at him,
The
yo.
seats of the soul, which is your person, the seats of the soul. Way of reeling it. We don't have fucked up souls. All of our souls are right. Our personalities are splintered. So the shit that we portray and the shit that we project, our attitudes ain't in line with our soul. Once you find the seats,
your attitude's not in line with your soul. Can you have an attitude apart from your soul? No, you can't. Your attitude comes from your soul. You see how he sound intelligent to people who don't know, but actually saying something stupid? He said your attitude have to line up with your soul, when in reality, it's your soul that's responsible for your attitude. Your attitude comes from your soul. The soul is first. The war always starts in the mind first. Remember, the soul is mind, will, and intellect. You can't have an attitude unless it starts from the mind first, where the soul is and what the soul is responsible for. The Bible says he who does not have control over his spirit is like a city without walls. You know what I'm saying? He's speaking on his stuff, trying to sound intelligent to people who don't know. But people who do know, listen to him like, dude, what you just said was a stupid, foolish comment. That didn't even make no sense. See, somebody else would have heard that, and like they doing on here when he talking like, ooh, rain kicking facts. He not. He lying. He deceiving people. And I see, that's why the Bible say real true believers cannot be tricked and deceived. We won't be tricked and deceived. Now, we could choose to purposely fall into sin and do things, but people can't pull the wool over our eyes, because the Spirit of God in us already know things and alert and warn us and speak to us. When he's speaking and saying this, I peeped this stuff right out the gate. Nope, that's a lie. That's a lie too. That was wrong. He twisted that. I easily peeped that game. Like he talking right now. It's our personality that's not lined up with our soul. That don't even make no sense. It starts from the soul, and that's the evidence of your personality. How your soul is. You only operating under the principles of your soul and spirit. What are you talking about?
soul, which is your personality, being aligned with your soul, and you able to put that on top of each other and ride it out, then you'll know what God look like, and you gonna.
You see that? Where he think. Watch what they say after this on the comment, listening to this dude. Watch this, y'all. Just want y'all to hear this, what people say. This is how you could easily trick people. Watch this.
Feel it. And And you ain't gonna need to pray to nobody because you gonna have this whole shit out. You can see the maze from the top view, nigga. Right now we seeing the maze from the inside. We running in the walls, we running in this wall. I stopped eating for 30 days and I was able to align my personality with my soul. Your soul is pure. There's no way around that. We don't have fucked up souls. All of our souls are right. Our personalities are splintered. So the shit that we portray and the shit that we project, our attitudes ain't in line with our soul. Once you find the seat of the soul, which is your personality, being aligned with your soul, and you able to put that on top of each other and ride it out, then you'll know what God look like, and you're going to feel it. And you ain't going to need to pray to nobody because you're going to have this whole shit out. You can see the maze from the top view, nigga. Right now, we seeing the maze from the inside. We running in the walls, running in this wall, cutting this corner, we banging in this wall.
Nigga said rain 3-0 over God.
See, brother said rain 3-0 over God because of what he just said, and it was clearly a lie. Speaking about how the soul, you have to align your personality and character up with your soul, when actually it's your soul that brings out your personality and character and actions. See what I'm saying? But people who don't know think he kicking some real true stuff, and it's not. Oh, boy. They make my job so easy, man. Let's go to this. What's happening down here?
You ain't on Instagram, you're not influenced by what society is saying, you ain't worried about impressing this person over here, none of that. You can see the maze from the top view, and you're like, yo, this shit is easy. I know how to do this. Bible. And then tell me this way. Show me the cross. Show me the cross. Show me Jesus. He's back, right? He died and came back. Of course, this shit is gonna be tainted. There's gonna be more errors in the Bible than it is words.
It's more errors in the Bible than it is words. That's another stupid statement. He said there's more errors in the Bible than there are words. There's more errors in the Bible than there are words. So we talking about a book that has over 2,000 pages, like a book that has like 2,000 pages, that has more errors in it than it has words. So a book that got like 2,000 pages got more errors in it than the words in it. So a page of 2,000 that also have thousands of words on every page, thousands of words on every page have more errors in it. See what I'm saying? See what I mean by stupid comments? That was a stupid, foolish comment, but he's speaking as though it's facts. That's what be tripping me out about people.
They didn't say he came back in the spirit. They said he came back in the physical. He was crucified and came back in the physical. So where the fuck is he at? Yo, if he died on the cross and came back in the physical, not in the spirit, it never said that. He came back in the physical. So if he's back in the physical, where is he at? Did he die again? Did old age kill him? Or did he go to heaven? If he went to heaven, that means we could go to heaven. Because he went there as a man, physically walked to heaven. Where is it at?
You hear his logics, you hear how stupid he is. He said if Jesus died on the cross and came back to life in the physical form of a man, then where's he at? If he came back in the physical form of a man and not a spirit, did he die again? Or if he went to heaven, that means since he was in the physical body, he walked to heaven. So where's it at? Why we can't walk to heaven? Do you see his logics? But he leave out Jesus as the Son of the living God. When he died and came back to life, he came back to life in a glorified body. The same bodies we gonna get in life after death. Just like him, the Bible say we may not know how we gonna look when we resurrect just like Christ did, but we know we gonna be just like him. His body was the evidence that there is life after death and that he have the power to raise the dead, just like he raised himself. And he came back in the physical form because just like when we resurrect and God give us our bodies and we gonna have our glorified bodies, it's gonna be a real body a real tangible body, free from the laws of nature, but it's still going to be in the physical form. And that's why Jesus was able to walk on water. That's why Jesus was able to go through walls and multiply and feed thousands. Jesus was in a glorified stage under the power of the living God who can do anything. So just because it don't make no sense to you, don't mean that it's not true because it don't make no sense to you. Your problem is you want to be God and you trying to curse God because you not God, and you frustrated within yourself because you allowing your sins to take you from God. And that same satanic spirit that's been murdering and killing for thousands of years now got you under its power. So you talking and just sound stupid, because when he resurrected and came back to life, he actually stayed on the earth with the disciples and them for 50 days. He stayed with them for 50 more days. Then when you read the Bible at the end, he talking about he walked. See, he said he know the Bible, but if you know the Bible, why you not addressing these things that's so simple that it said what happened when Jesus? And Jesus said to them, if I will that he tarry till I come. I'm in John chapter 21. What is that of you? You follow me. Then went this saying abroad among the brethren, that the disciples would not die. Yet Jesus said unto him, he shall not die, but if I will that he tarry till I come, then what is that of you? Right? Then it say, I'm going to go over right here to, I'm going to go right here into the book of Acts chapter 1. It say, and while they looked steadfast towards heaven as Jesus went up, behold, two men stood by him in white apparel, which also said, you men of Galilee, why do you stand gazing up into heaven? The same Jesus which is taken up from you into heaven should come in like manner as you have seen him go into heaven. See that? He went up to heaven, not walked to heaven. He went up to heaven. He went up in the cloud. He went up in heaven. And the two angels said, while y'all looking up at him, he gonna come back down the same way. Same way he went up, the same way he come back down. And this took place on the Mount of Olives. But let's see his spirit to see what Rain really trying to do. Remember I told you the spirit of Satan come out in people and you see what he really tried to do. He going against God, but watch what he try to have them do.
But we gotta eat. That nigga might stop my next meal. Fuck him. I got to do what I gotta do for me.
You know why that nigga gonna stop your next meal? Because he ain't learning to love you.
How the fuck he gonna learn to love me if he hungry? He ain't got time to learn nothing.
You know what I'm saying? You're making the same point I'm making. You're making the same point
Right
I'm
or
making.
wrong though? You think he's gonna stop trying to eat to learn how to love for a quick second and then go back to?
You know why? Because
worry about that.
Yo, let me ask you a question. We able to make more money together. We've proven it. You made money with me before?
Yeah, of course.
ALD. We made money together before? Yeah. Y'all made money together before? Y'all made money together?
Why?
Why the fuck we making money together?
Because
we learn how to deal with each other.
Nah,
because we know, because it's a known fact that together we are stronger. We spend with each other, we support each other, we eat with each other.
Did you know how long it took for us to make money together though?
The struggle.
Because we was on the same time. Fuck him, fuck DNA, fuck
but
T-Pop,
that's my
fuck
whole
Rain.
point. But you're not saying
fuck Keisha. That's what we was
But
on.
you're not saying fuck God.
Yeah.
Why we not blaming them? Why we not blaming him? If he's existing, he has this much power. If God has all this fucking power that y'all saying he got,
you hear
and
that?
he not.
But why you ain't saying F God? Why you not blaming him? Remember what Satan do? Remember what I told you what sin identified? What's the identification of sin? Being God and cursing God. Two things Rain doing. He's saying he is God and he's saying curse God. God don't exist, but let's curse him. Why curse him if he don't exist? Let's listen to him again at what he just said. See that spirit of Satan? I told you that spirit, boy.
But that's the whole point. But you're not saying
fuck Keisha. That's what we was
on. But you're not saying fuck God.
See?
Why we not blaming them?
You see how quiet he got when he said that? That right there just Notice they killed the whole atmosphere. Soon he said the word, why you ain't saying F God, it got completely quiet because that struck in other people's spirits like, hold on. Man, we don't do that type of stuff. Even if I'm going to say I don't believe in them, I ain't finna be disrespecting them and cursing them out. Just say, look. What if he is real? What if he is real even if we don't believe he not? I'm not finna have that hanging over my head. But what do that spirit of Satan do? It hates God. Look what he said. Watch how quiet the room get. It get real still when it's just noise. Soon he say, why we don't say F God? It got real quiet. Brothers like, watch this.
Why we not blaming him? If he exists, he has this much power. If God has orders.
Hey, watch this.
We made money together before? Yeah. Y'all made money together before? Y'all made money together? Why? Why the fuck we making money together?
Because
we learn how to deal with each other. Because we know, because it's a known fact that together we are stronger.
Here it comes. Watch this, y'all.
We support each other, we eat with each other.
did you know how long it took for us to make money together though?
The struggle.
Because we was on the same time. Fuck him, fuck DNA, fuck
but
T-Con,
that's my
fuck
whole
Brain.
point. But you're not saying
Fuck Keisha. That's what we was
But
on.
you're not saying fuck God.
See that? See how quiet that got? They're like, oh, hold on. Wait. We ain't doing that. That right there just killed the whole room of the atmosphere.
But you're not saying fuck God. Why we not blaming
See that?
Why we not blaming him? If he exists, he has this much power. If God has all this fucking power that y'all saying he got, and he not using it, and he just letting us die off and struggle, why the fuck we ain't blaming him, but we'll blame each other?
See, that's another thing I want to address. What do you mean God got this power? Why he letting us die off? Let me ask you a question. That's why man can't be God and God is God. First of all, God ain't letting us die off. We are responsible for our own actions. God ain't got to jump in every time we do something wrong and mess something up and allow somebody else to do something. He put us on this earth to govern, to have rule and dominion. We the ones messing it up. Nobody can do to us the things that done to us unless we allow it. God is not responsible for what's going on. But in fact, God fixed the things that goes on. According to y'all, what would have been the cutoff point? See, when people talk, they make themselves sound stupid. What is the cutoff point? What I mean by that? If you were God, according to you, you would have been cut sin off. You would have been stopped this stuff before it even got this far. Which means you cut off everything. You cut off everything. If you go back in time to change anything, you change everything. What would have been the cutoff point? What would have been the cutoff point to sin if you were God, Rain speaking? Would you have cut it off soon Adam and Eve did wrong in the garden? Would you have cut it off then? Because if so, then all creation is lost. When do you cut it off? Do you cut it off when the Babylonians ruled, when the Assyrians ruled, when the Romans ruled, when the Greek and Persians ruled? Would you cut it off when the Ottoman Empire started? What is the cutoff point? What is the cutoff point? Because anytime you chose to use the cutoff point, you cut off the rest of life, even yourself. God knows best. That's why he's perfect in being God and nobody can be God but him. See, you talk but sound stupid at the same time. Why God letting this happen? Why? You know how many people could say that? But the thing about why you letting this happen? See, then he go on to try to kick this self-knowledge righteous stuff. But then you find out that he contradictory to everything he say. He gets to talking about these black communities. We need to come together as brothers and things like that. But I just want to go up a bit and just show you what this brother did. I want to do a little bit more. I know this stuff getting a little too long. I want to cut this off.
Because it's easier to blame the person that's looking right beside you. It's hard to blame a man in the sky that you never had to speak to.
No, because if he's not right beside me, I can see him doing the bullshit.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. But if we sat here and we built with each other, it's only going to get bigger. If we pull more people and build with each other, we can. But the problem is, you're right. Everybody don't have the mindset to build with us because niggas is on bullshit. But niggas is on bullshit because they was taught to be on bullshit. And they've been adapted to be on bullshit.
Now let me ask you this.
Yo, white people right there.
Were we taught to be on bullshit, or was it kind of contagious?
My nigga, we was brought here by niggas.
It was kind of contagious.
It's kind of contagious,
Yo,
right?
I'm brought by niggas. When I mean niggas, when I...
Slavery starts again, right?
We lose.
They tell every white person in the world, and they get the memo. No black people know. They just
Get together and have to silently
Yes.
separate. Right now, where can we go?
Slowly put it down.
The fastest growing economy right now.
doesn't. Well, I can't say it doesn't exist.
It exists.
I can't say that.
It exists highly.
Yeah, I can't.
More than ever. More than ever.
Do you take racism as a loss and with us? Somebody asked me that in the interview. But let me ask you too.
Hell no.
What do you think?
Hell no. Let me answer that question.
Hold on,
Yes,
because your answer may affect their
my answer going. Oh, you know mine ain't gonna swing.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Yeah. Well, do you be a name? Do you chalk that as a loss? Racism. Do we chalk that as a loss and move forward and wear it like it happened? So what do you do?
We gotta do more than what we're doing now to get to a point where that shit can't exist. As long as we stick
I mean, it doesn't, well,
No, you're correct.
This whole ass
niggas can't say they don't like fake bodies and y'all niggas will fuck them.
I never fucked a girl with a fake ass.
Either. Never did I.
You would?
I wouldn't.
They gonna
I'm
run.
not talking about the bike. I'm talking about the porno stars. They follow me because they like my work. I follow them because I like their work.
Now, let me show you something. Now, Rain don't believe in God. He believe he is God. But then in this interview, he swear to God. He's speaking so much, he ended up swearing to God. And then when he reminded, and it hit him what he just did, then he tried to say, oh, I just did that, didn't I? Yeah, you just did that. Why is that in you like? Why is that automatic like that? Because he know what he's saying is a bunch of bull. Watch this.
Let's rewind because I wasn't speaking for me.
Oh, okay, you're speaking for majority, yes.
If I'm speaking for me,
If you're speaking for majority,
yeah, because I don't like fake bodies and none of that.
Alright,
But for the
you're
majority,
you're right.
From the majority standpoint, men
No, you're
put
correct.
this whole ass
Niggas can't say they don't like fake bodies and y'all niggas will fuck them.
I never fucked a girl with a fake ass.
Either. Never did I.
You would?
I
See
wouldn't.
that?
I said,
See that? You see that? Oh, but God don't exist. But in the midst of you talking, see how God works? See, God even catch you up. God even catch you up in your folly. See, God is funny how he works and do that stuff.
point, men
No, you're
put
correct.
this whole ass
Niggas can't say they don't like fake bodies and y'all niggas will fuck them.
I never fucked a girl with a fake ass.
Either. Never did I.
You would?
I wouldn't.
I said that like I believe. I only Trinity.
See, he know he got caught up. Let me go here.
I wouldn't.
I said that like I believe.
I'm not talking about the bike. I'm talking about the porno stars. They follow me because they like my work. I follow them because I like their work.
Let's rewind because I wasn't speaking for me.
Oh, okay, you're speaking for majority, yes.
If I'm speaking for me,
If you're speaking for majority,
yeah,
you're
because I
right.
don't like fake bodies and none of that.
Alright,
But for the
speaking for
majority,
you're right.
from the majority standpoint, men
No, you're
put
correct.
this whole ass
Niggas can't say they don't like fake bodies and y'all niggas will fuck them.
I never fucked a girl with a fake ass.
Either. Never did I.
You would?
I wouldn't.
See
I
that?
said that like I believe.
See? My bad. I had to put that in there.
Majority standpoint, men
No, you're
put
correct.
this whole ass
Niggas can't say they don't like fake bodies and y'all.
Get this brother right here. Just bust himself
They
out.
follow me because they like my work. I follow them because I like their work.
Yeah, let's rewind because I wasn't speaking for me.
Oh, okay, you're speaking for majority, yes.
If I'm speaking for me,
yeah, you're speaking for majority.
yeah, because I don't like fake bodies and none of that.
All right,
But
if
for the
you're speaking
majority,
you're right.
From the majority standpoint, men
No, you're
put
correct.
this whole high
Niggas
standard on
can't say they don't like fake bodies and y'all niggas will fuck them.
I never
No.
fucked a girl with a fake ass.
Neither. Never
Never
got.
You would?
See that? See that? See how you do? See? He know. He know he doing a bunch of bull. Subconsciously, he just bust himself out. He swear to God, but don't believe in God. Then he want to do this God challenge right here.
I need mine. We need some work on the church.
Yeah, man.
A lot you said all that shit. A lot of shit you said niggas can't explain. But all three niggas left the conversation believing in that spooky nigga.
Yep, that's a fact.
Believing in what?
Still believing in the man upstairs. Yeah,
Yo,
man.
say right now. I want you to right now pray to God that He cut these lights off and see if who could do it faster than me.
Say what?
Pray to God cut these lights off and let's see if you do it faster.
Of course, God, my nigga. Of course, you, because you're physically here, and He's not gonna prove himself. He's not gonna prove himself to you like that,
so
like that.
Oh, so I care about y'all more than God. I care enough to prove myself to y'all. But you don't have to.
You don't know He's making you do that,
Your girl
right?
hold up. Your kids gotta prove they love you. Your girl gotta prove they love you. Your mama, if you get locked up, gotta prove she love you.
My
But
kids.
God don't. God ain't gotta prove shit.
My kids really.
This dude is satanic. This dude crazy, man. He want to challenge, have a God challenge on the thing to see.
Try to find fun in building with people. Try to speak to somebody you don't know for no reason. Just say what's up. You on the elevator with a black man, say what's up.
Well, in case you didn't notice, bro, he's DNA. I'm K-Shine, bro. Can I just speak to random people, bro?
Hey, let's speak to y'all anyway. You might as well speak first.
I don't have time because that one high turns into a long hour conversation.
You had a conversation with a black woman the other day, yesterday, in the corner store. I'm at the store. I'm buying a Corona, looking for death, like always. I have black people.
Right.
Right?
See, he just busted himself out again. I had a conversation the other day in the store with a woman. I was buying a Corona. See, he speak too much. He ain't even paying attention. He contradicting himself, busting himself out. All that knowledge, all that brothers, we need to stick together. All this, the white man they destroying our communities. But you walked in the store to go buy you a Corona. Then when it hit him, he like, I know, I'm just begging for death. I'm buying death. But you want to kick all this knowledge. Watch what the woman say to him, though. Watch what the woman say to him.
Can I just speak to random people, bro?
Hey, let's speak to y'all anyway. You might as well speak first.
I don't have time because that one high turns into a long hour conversation.
You had a conversation with a black woman the other day, yesterday, in the corner store. I'm at the store. I'm buying a Corona, looking for death, like always. How black people do, right? Buying a Corona. She buying a motherfucking La Morita. And she said, "Oh, you about to party too?" I said, "I ain't partying, but where the party at? Oh, we going
Right, see?
I'm like,
I bought a Corona. She said, oh, you about to party too? Right. Man, get out of here with this trash, man. Stop listening to these clowns, man. These dudes try to do anything to pull you away from God, but you let them speak enough, you'll see their nature and character and what their true motives and intentions was. Then he want to end it with this. I got to show this part. Watch what he say.
be placed at the meeting as I can.
That's a fact. But I've
They
met.
don't care. It's no compassion.
Yeah, but I've been in meetings. But I've been in meetings. Yo, I've been in meetings with black people though, but it don't be their girl though. It be a bitch that be fired though, but it don't be their girl.
Yeah, right. They good. Sure, I can't explain. Free church, motherfucker. Now listen, my cash app is Rain I would know because I need y'all to start passing this collection plate around.
Yeah, hold on,
Just like hey, look, my cash app is Rain I would know. Church ain't free, nigga.
Church, man.
Pop was Peter Popoff, Creflo Dollar. Ain't none of them niggas on y'all sitting church for free. So my cash app is Rain I would know. Drop $1 in the motherfucking bucket. And let me get mine. You heard? Cause I need mine. We need some work on the church.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna lie, you said all that shit. A lot of shit you said, niggas can't explain. All 3 niggas left the conversation believing in that spooky nigga.
Yep, that's a fact. Still believing.
Anyway, stop believing in that dude.